Hi, how are you guys doing today? My name is Anima, and today we're going to be playing The Beginner's Guide, which is a game made by the people who made the Stanley Parable. It's developed by Everything Unlimited LT Limited. That's actually pretty clever now that I think about it. And yeah, I don't know anything about this game other than I think it's about a guy who doesn't understand what he's going through and is like understandably a little bit stressed out about that. So let's begin the game and oh my god, I'm so excited. Let's see what it has in store. Oh my god. Please make sure audio is on. It is totally on, baby. It is so on right now. Controls WASD and the mouse. And the moose? I got you. Okay. Okay. My god.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
You're welcome.
My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story,
very absurd,
today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Sure thing, Dave!
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Okay.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff.
Wow.
And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make.
This is interesting.
So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Ooh, thank you.
Mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
This is cool.
What I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Okay.
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town.
Right.
Instead, this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator.
Ooh.
A reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person.
Oh, he's getting all meta on me.
Wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator.
This is really interesting. What is this?
I want to get to know who this human being
Oh,
really is.
we can jump.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Wow, what is happening?
It's 2008.
Okay.
Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet. He just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
Okay.
And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just
oh my
how
god,
he worked.
interesting.
He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made.
Wow, okay.
Until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
That is a very interesting
In
process.
2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting.
Wow, this
and
is
I'd
different,
like this
isn't it?
collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
Okay, yes,
And
that's
if
a
the
very
people
good
like you who
idea.
play this also happen to find his work
very
interesting, then
shandy
I'm
over
sure
here.
you'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda.
Okay.
So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned
Wow.
here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com.
This is super
Okay,
like
that's
a...
about it for
okay.
introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first.
Okay, so let's see
As each
the
is
game.
loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed.
Alrighty.
This first one was made in November 2008.
Okie dokie. Well, I had no idea it was going to turn out like that. I had no idea that would be our salute. Our whoa! What the hell? Warning: whisper machine status active. Evacuate immediately. Okay. I'm evacuating immediately. What's going on?
Escape from
I'm escaping from the whispering.
More generic games you'll see from Coda.
Ooh, this is all fiery. Can I go through here? Nope. Okay, it's bollocks. Let's go through here. Let's do it! Let's do it to it, ladies and gentlemen. This is reminding me of Portal, kind of.
You can click to fire the gun.
Thank you. Okay, I can click and fire the gun. Wow. Okay, good. Okay, it doesn't seem like I can click anymore. Do I have to reload? Can I press R to reload? Is that too mainstream for this game? Do I have to press escape to reload? Is that what's occurring? Oh, I can go through here. That's fine. That makes much more sense. I can't shoot anymore, by the way. That's messed up. Okay. So we're going through here. Oh, please no! It looks pretty. It looks very pretty. I can't shoot anymore.
It
That's really
kinda looks
stressing me
like
out.
this game was abandoned mid-development. For
Please.
instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Okay.
You can't even reload
Oh.
the gun when you run out of bullets.
Okay, so that's not
But
weird.
ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
Okay.
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather
Please.
than for what they're not.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
I love how you can see the universe from this room.
Oh. Wow. This is so different, you know? You know what, guys? I think this is gonna be quite an intimate sort of experience. Not the kind that you have with a certain guy or girl or maybe plant or whatever you're into. You like, you know, not that kind of thing. But we're getting a real insight as to the creators of these games. I think that is to Coda, and that is what Davey intends. And this is really cool. This is really interesting. I don't think this is going to be a typical like gameplay for gameplay's sake. Oh no.
Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth.
Oh, thank you.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern. So, in the interest of time, I just walk past it.
Thank you. You're a good person. Okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Right.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is that...
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Yes?
You could save us all.
I could?
That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature.
Okay.
If your body could stop the beam. For all of our
Oh.
lives. Would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Okay. That is interesting. Are you expected to just do this now? Oh, whatever. Whoop. Whoop. Oh.
Let
Just
me pause here for a second.
a Family Guy frame one die.
Stepping into the beam and then dying is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
Okay.
But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
Okie
And this is
dokie.
what happens instead.
Oh. What happens instead? Okay, let me go into it then. Let's see what actually happens. Woo! Oh! Oh! We're in
The beam
space!
causes you to start floating.
We're in
And
space!
this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes it
Wow.
in the face of this larger chaotic
Oh my
system.
god, this is
Or
really
this even could be the
cool!
afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the history.
Wowee!
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that
Whoa!
while making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs.
Wow!
So he starts
This
work
is
on
so
this,
cool.
Moves onto a stream of tiny little
Space is
games
so
that
cool.
go in all sorts of directions.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Alrighty then! Wow, incredible! Okay, oh. Haha, yes, space! I can see how space, influenced this. Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh my god. That is awesome, but also nerve-wracking. The past was behind her. Oh man. All females playing this game.
So it's a
But the
short
future
and
could not be
relatively
seen.
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less
Whoa!
advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused.
Why
more
does the
complete.
future keep
Code is trying
changing?
to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
This is so cool! When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. This is freaking me out because, I identify as she. But the future is always behind her, so I'm like, get out of my mind, man! How will she find the strength? This is giving me like a mild sense of foreboding to confront it.
It's a short little thought,
Wow.
it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
That is very
Which to me
interesting.
is why it works, because it gets out quick.
That's very
Okay,
cool.
next one.
Okay. I liked that. That was awesome. Alright. Oh, bloody hell. Slender. Okay. Please don't scare me. I'm really... You are now entering my bum! No? Woo!
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Alright, I am prepared to be impressed. I genuinely am prepared to be impressed. Nonsense in nearly every direction.
Bizarre titles like this one at the
In
start
every
of his
direction,
games.
okay. Nonsense in every direction, okay.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
This guy really loves his friend, doesn't he?
What are you gonna do?
He really loves his friend. Anyway, I'm gonna avoid going up the stairs because let's see if there's any nonsense that is to be found.
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over
Oh my
here.
goodness.
Sorry.
It's so like it's so cool because in the Stanley Parable, dialogue would get triggered. The awesome narrator would say stuff as you approach things. So it's interesting that there is this person that is not really posing as anybody else, is just being himself. I'm slowing down, I think. No!
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here. So when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Thank you! That is unbelievable! What's in here? Stand on an X, staring at a bear for 3 hours. A game of only posters and concept art showing what the game is intended to be. A game where you collect items except the game automatically quits
And nice
when you collect them all.
filled with little ideas for games.
A game of only motivational quotes, played one after the other as the player cannot move.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that
I'm getting
was
shivers.
actually a vibrant and compassionate
This is kind of
person,
making me want to cry.
but it takes time to really see that.
You play as a
It can be a
loud,
very
bodiless
slow
sound,
climb to
walking
get
around and confusing people. You start in a small room until you realize you can just walk through the walls. The game is nothing but giant blocks of text explaining what is happening. I want to stay in there! Ready, set, fish! Nonsense in every direction, though. That was the message we got before. And there were just all of his thoughts in one direction. This is so intimate. I wouldn't be surprised if I got really emotional during this. I wouldn't be surprised because this is really feeling like walking around in someone's mind. And it's awesome. This is really awesome.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Oh, is it?
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Thanks. Okay, well, I can't really see. Did I fix it? Or did I just shut the door behind me?
Don't forget that
cool.
because we're going to see
Okay,
this puzzle again soon.
so we just opened
We're
it
gonna see
and
it
tried to shut it, and then we tried to open it again. Okay, so thank you for telling me not to forget that, because I will inevitably have just wiped that from my brain, unless you prompted me to. You know, psychology is really powerful because someone just has to prompt you into doing something, and then you will kind of just keep it in your mind as a little nugget of information, and that's very cool. Look at these
So
little
that seems to be
things.
it, right? You walk down a
Okay.
corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Uh-huh.
Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove
Oh, it's
all of
this
the walls
one.
from this room.
Whoa! What the hell? Whoa! Is this all the...
About that, there was more to it than we had any way of knowing.
What?
I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic...
What is this
Either way,
place?
I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time, you don't get to know what you're missing.
Do I
or
fall?
even that you're missing anything. That's not your role
I
as a
can't
player.
walk through it, okay.
So if your
The
role
walls
here
are
is not to
real.
understand, then what is it?
Just to experience? This is something. This is like some teaching people how to conceptualize thought. Okay. Is this again? Okay. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Whoa.
It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entry.
Okay.
There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in.
Some
larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them.
Really?
And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
I'm just so blown away right now. The Great and Lovely Descent. Ooh, I hope it actually is lovely and not— Whoa! Courage! Look from a distance, it looks like Courage the Cowardly Dog's house. Courage! Booga booga booga!
Let's talk about video game
That was such a good show.
second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Fair enough.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Streetwise Fool. The Streetwise Fool. Could be
To
it.
make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called
Source. Okay, yep.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
Knife and fork. This
One
just
of
looks
the
like a
things
cafe.
that it does very well is boxy linear corridors.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
why
getting terrible
so many
apparently.
of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms. It's
Okay.
just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay. Oh, merci. This is
The
interesting.
tools available to the creator
Yep.
shape what kinds of creative
Please.
work they're going to end up making.
Please. Okay, fine.
You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games.
Okie dokie.
Notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing
Ooh,
linear boxy
wow, this is pleasing to look at. Look at this. Where the hell am I? This is like Tetris porn or something. What? Colored blocks and shapes. Well, I'm going to assume we have to jump these. Ah! Yeah! I don't know what happens if we die. Ah! Okay. Whoa, my goodness. Whoa, am I supposed to be platforming here? Am I just... How far can I get through this, really? Oh, this is difficult here. Huh. Okay, can I go anywhere from here? Okay. Hi! Ah! Oh god, okay. Meh. Oh yeah. I think I'm just... I think this probably leads to nowhere. Ah! Okay, this is probably nothing. Okay, good. Now I suppose we can just keep walking forwards, but we can't get overzealous, otherwise we will die. Huh. This looks like a bit of a tricky. Can I? Oh! I think I'm just gonna fall at some point, huh? Looks like we can land. Bye-bye! Oh! It would. Oh, I just killed all that time for nothing. Okay, well, you know, I did a good. I tried. Interesting. There's a big shadow casting a huge shadow over here. It's not a shadow. It's an actual wall. Oh, how frustrating! That's a cylinder, and we can't get into whatever that is. Ooh! Ah! There's a big board. Hello? You want to click some more at me? Yes? Oh, let's go investigate that. No, let's not. I walk around really slowly. Hey, these look like gates for cattle. What appeared at the beginning of this? Was it fishing? No. What's going on, man? Okay, let's keep going through here. Oh, how dare you? Oh! Woo! Am I the cattle today? Am I being cattled around somewhere? Okay, well, let's just keep going in the... Whoa, bollocks. Let's just keep going in the direct... Alright, okay, fine. Am I not allowed to go in that direction? Okay, fine. What? Oh!
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Coda!
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thanks. What the?
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable. Whether it means anything if no one can get through it.
Oh.
And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Uh-huh.
And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled
Playable Games. This Coda is an intense
full of
person.
Hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in, and nothing else.
This guy is
Believe me,
intense.
I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Oh my god.
There wasn't.
Oh, dude, you're a dedicated guy, you know? He just trolled you hardcore. Okay, well, let's keep going. It seems this guy is really intense. But, you know, that's cool. That's very cool, you know. Oh. Oh, my goodness. I wonder... Okay, here it is.
It's the puzzle again. With the exact same solution as the last.
Clicked on this. And then you click on that again. The door shuts, and there's actually a switch on this. And then we can open that.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over.
Okay.
But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
So this really is a sincere attempt at just interpreting all of these things that his friend did. I mean, do you think a game should be playable and accessible? I kind of do. Being stuck in a cell for an hour is just frustrating, so you'd be inflicting a frustrating experience onto people. I mean, if that is your intention, then whatever, but... Listen. You there, did you come from up above?
Here,
What was up there?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
Ooh.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Oh. They're all labeled listen, cool. Okay. You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? I don't know why I said that, so what was up there? There was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating coloured blocks. Well, I was most interested in the floating blocks, so... That's the world above! You've been there! Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? No, I don't remember. I prefer not to tell you after all we've only just met. Well, I'm just gonna, you know, sharing is caring. Let's see. Again, perfect! Now please tell us how you solved it! Tell us the solution! Tell us how to get to the other side! I didn't solve... I don't remember how I solved it. Trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. What? I don't want to... I remember where it is! Why do I have to lie? I don't want to say, trust me, you don't want to go over there. I don't know what's wrong with it. These guys are obviously comfortable, though. But, I mean, there's bloody nothing going on in here. Are they stuck in here by a puzzle? Okay, well, fine. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna say I don't remember, because... Okay. You must think harder, please! Try to remember! It's so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison, bitch! Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please, tell us how to reach the end. Ooh. Oh. Can I hang with you guys? Huh. I'm not ever allowed to even step up there even. Let's go through here. And make our way downtown. Oh, another room full of blokies. Hello. Hello! How'd you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been right here this whole time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. These guys are different. They completely don't care that I just lied about that. What happens if I solved it? Who are you? That's interesting. But yeah, tell me, please. Just go hang out there in that blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you. Eventually. Alright. Okay, I guess I'll just listen to these guys since I got nothing better to do, apparently. Let's just go down this endless well of stairs.
So we make one last descent down to the final floor of...
Oh, this was called the Lovely Descent, wasn't it? I was hoping it would actually be lovely, so I hope it is actually lovely. Please be lovely. We could do with some lovely stuff. Okay. This looks...
a lamppost.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh.
I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost.
Okay.
It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
What is that
I'll
about?
tell you what I think. I think that up to
Okay,
this
let's
point,
listen.
You know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
Okay.
He wants a destination. Which is what this
Oh.
lamppost is. It's a destination.
All right.
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea.
Okay.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Well, guys, I am excited to continue with this. I am going to basically play this until it finishes. Yeah, we're just going to stop right here. From what I've heard, this game is like an hour and a half long, so we're just going to be bashing through all of this. Not so much bashing, so much as experiencing, because I think this is a very thoughtful and intimate game, and I'm interested to see what you guys think of it. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like, as that does help me out very much. Subscribe to me if you haven't as well, to keep up to date with the latest content from yours truly, and check out this stuff over here if you fancy it. I promise you will be entertained. Anyway, most importantly, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!